What's up? So this is going to be a short video about the Gillette controversy that's going on. A lot of people have jumped on it, and all kinds of people, like from news channels and different channels online. It's like video gaming channels that complain about certain things. I've gotten on this. Then it's just political channels. All these things coming in and out about how this Gillette thing has been a complete flop. They're insulting men. I haven't been watching. Okay, now at this point, I completely understand if you just decide to not watch the rest of this video, since you're like, okay, this person made up his mind on this thing without actually watching the video, so why should I even watch your video? But just bear with me, I'm going to try to make the case. But let me guess what it was. It was something about toxic masculinity, like we need to change the idea of what men are, men should be more sensitive, or women like this and this. It's kind of like that, right? I don't need to watch that again. So I can just kind of guess, like, okay, I know it's probably just something like, oh, let's get women involved in this. But anyway, so for me, I use Mach 3 razors. I remember with actual razors, Gillette's been a big razor company for a long time. I think they used to make actual just razors themselves, and then now they switched to the whole, like, I think they even made the electronic one. How many people still use the electronic razor? Not like the one that used to cut hair and things like that, the clippers, but those circle things. Like, I remember my dad used to have one of those. But I remember finally seeing this Mach 3 commercial. It was like 3 blades. Like, wow, this is amazing technology and things like that. And you're like, oh, wow. It's like, wow, I'm going to get that. So I eventually got the Mach 3, and I still have a bunch of the sticks, just collected them in different ways, and then, you get the actual metal handle part, and you put the little cartridge clip on, so that kind of thing, and I'm still going to use them. I still have some extra cartridges. I think when they go out, I'm still going to buy the Gillette razor. It's still a decent razor, but a lot of people are flipping out. I'm sure there's a lot of boycotts and things like this now, going to this, going to that, but I think it's a controversy, because, first of all, why would this company do this? Do I think companies are just involved with advertising agencies that are so behind the times that they're doing these things, and then they're getting into situations where they just go woke and go broke, this whole thing? I think the quartering online was one of the first people that actually made that actually popular, but you see this happening, go woke and go broke. And now I'm wondering, is it just people coming up through the human resources? These companies have hired PR firms and advertising firms that are just making these huge faux pas, and these companies going in? Even if that's the case, I think it's a positive thing. These companies get large, then they die, and then other companies can feed on the carcass of this animal, or this animal becomes manure and goes back into the grass, and then the tree falls down, becomes manure, goes back into the soil, and then the other little seedlings come up and they feed on that nourishment, and then they grow to trees, and then that whole process repeats itself. So this could just be a natural process of a company going out, just like Kellogg's did, just like other companies that go woke, Disney, you have these bigger companies, bigger stories. Star Wars is dying off, and then that's going to make the actual space for other creative properties to come up. Marvel Comics, those things are going out there. Now you have other creators coming up and getting better ways to do things. So this process kind of goes around, and I think that's part of it. Another thing is also just with razors. How many people out there are still buying razors? I think there's probably a full saturation on the male market of who's buying razors. If you like, what other razor companies are there? It's like Schlick or something like that. I don't know. There's other razor companies out there that are more traditional to be competing with Gillette. If you're on one side or the other, you're probably going to get your Mach 3. You're going to go to your thing. There's probably a flat level, if not a decline. And a decline because there's a lot of companies now that go with a straight razor, or they do the whole, like, is it Dollar Shave Club or something like that, where they actually ship the razors to you, and Gillette didn't enter this business. I think this was other companies getting in that. These are the people that are now eating into the profits that Gillette would have. So it makes sense that with some of this kind of thing, they're going to get this, and now they can get women back buying these products. There was this controversy, I think, a time back. They're talking about the different prices between, like, shaving cream for men and there's certain products for men and women. It's the same ingredients, but it's not normally the same ingredients. They normally have perfume, or they have some little more sensitive skin thing. The packaging is a little different for the women's equivalent of the male's thing. And you can always just buy the male's thing. People say that. But no, maybe during that controversy, they saw that, wait, there's actually no real downtick on the things the males, and there's an uptick with women when these women are made aware of these things. And there's maybe some kind of key where these companies are saying, Gillette is saying, hey, if we do this, we are actually going to get some more women coming to buy our product, whereas men are moving to other products, or we flatlined with it. And there's also the new male type people who want to, like, shave themselves to become constantly androgynous and whatnot, maybe they're going to buy more razors. But yeah, I just think it's a bit of a controversy. I don't really care, but I know some people care more, and they want to they want to teach people or show people what to do with their wallet, and I have no problem with that. If you want to go and boycott it, go ahead. I personally just don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think this is another sign of men being under attack, masculinity. There's some things where it's like, yeah, this is just ridiculous. I think it's a reshaping of things, and to be in a kind of situation where where you get salty over something like this, it means you're already in a really cush and plush place where you're like, oh my god, this razor company is so offensive. I'm gonna buy these other razors, and I'm gonna stop buying these razors. I'm gonna go buy these equally priced razors from these 50 other companies that I have available. Like, if that's your major struggle, then you're living a pretty good life, and go ahead with that struggle. I'm gonna keep using my Mach 3. Like, share, and subscribe. Do you think I should watch that commercial? I just it's a short film. I don't know. I see so many people talking about it. I don't want to watch it. Probably not going to watch it. But anyway, goodbye. Yeah, so thanks for watching or listening or however you take your videos or content in. But there's merchandise link below. It's merchandise on the screen right now. And during the video was the 7 deadly clowns based on the 7 deadly sins. That was a clown of greed. It's merchandise for the rest of the clowns there, and other cool merchandise too. You can take some of that money that you're boycotting Gillette razors and spend it on my channel or spend it on this site to help support my channel and making these videos. If not, just see you next video. Goodbye.